All right, bravo. All right, so we have 8 core beliefs. And this morning when we were reciting the 4-way test, I really thought about how our core beliefs really connect with 4-way test. Our first core belief is academic excellence. And we really believe that each student deserves to experience that academic excellence. We have high expectations, and we are looking to offer inspiring instruction, right? Back in the day when I was in school, I don't know that my instruction was inspiring unless I was in chemistry and I loved math. I became a math teacher. And so there was nothing in a math class that wasn't inspiring to me. But most of the time it was lecture. Well, now you'll find when you come into our classrooms, kids are engaging, their voice is really important. They're working on projects, they're collaborating with one another. And we believe that that is what is preparing our students to be successful post-secondary. We believe in equity. You know, one of our 4-way tests says that asks the question, is it fair to all involved? And that is really what equity is about. It's about removing those barriers. We believe that we cannot do this work without a partnership with our families. And so we are engaged with our families in a myriad of ways. At the start of the school year, I was visiting schools, and I was at Normandale, and before school even begins, they're having conferences with their families to make certain that they really understand their students and what their students actually bring to the classroom. We believe in a healthy learning environment. You have to have balance. And as I've talked to students over the summer, I've asked them, what are 5 top things that I need to know as I'm transitioning into EDINA? And what they said to me is, you know what, we work really hard, Dr. Stanley. We work really hard, and it is stressful. It's stressful, and we want you to know that. We want our teachers to know that. We need some balance. And so we are working on that. We know, especially after the pandemic, well, I said after the pandemic, I'm hopeful, aren't I? After the onset of the pandemic, when our students were at home, we know that it really impacted their mental health. And so we are really working to partner with different community organizations to make certain that the mental health of our students is stable. We believe in inclusion. And one of the things that really interested me in serving as a superintendent in EDINA was the very first statement here. We believe in the inherent dignity of all people. When you think of inherent dignity, that means that you were born with that, right? And so we are looking for that for every one of our students, for every one of our teachers, for every one of our staff members, in order to ensure that they are thriving. Life skills, first and foremost, we know that it is important to really be a critical thinker, to be able to collaborate. The young man who just started working here in Minnesota, I can only imagine you are living the life of learning to collaborate, utilizing those 21st century skills of communication, really being creative, really being that critical thinker. And that is really what our business community says that they want for our students. They certainly want their academic prowess. That will always be there in EDINA. And we have to make certain that they are prepared to collaborate with one another in the workforce. Operational excellence. I have superintendents that came before me that really worked diligently to make certain that we were utilizing your funds, your taxes in the way that we should, and we were prudent. We were judicious with those. And I don't take that lightly at all whatsoever. I'm grateful to them, and I'm quite frugal, actually. That's what people tell me. I'm quite frugal. And I will make certain that operational excellence continues within our system to make certain that we can ascertain that our students are thriving, that they are able to discover their possibilities. We could not do this work without our teachers, first and foremost. Professional excellence is everything. And I'm going to be able to share with you in just a bit some of the amazing prowess that our teachers bring to Edina Public Schools as well. So what are some great things about Edina? Niche says that our high school is the #1 best college prep public high school in Minnesota. That deserves a round of applause. There are 1,244 high schools in the state of Minnesota, and we are number one. I am proud of that, and I'm going to shout that to the mountaintops. Edina High School is also one of the top 5 Minnesota public high schools, and it's ranked in the top 500. So think about the Fortune 500. These would be the Fortune 500 of high schools as the best STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics high school in the United States of America. Another reason to clap. Now, the frugal part of me gets excited about this because Moody gives us a AAA rating. We are one of 3 districts in the state of Minnesota that received a AAA rating. Normandale earned the quality seal from the French ministry in the 2020-2021 school year, and really proud of our work with our inclusion programs around special education. We have recently been approached, Southview has recently been approached to be engaged in a documentary for the amazing work that they're doing with EDINA Unified. And that's something that is demonstrating that we are living out our core beliefs around inclusion. So 90%, when you're in our schools, every 9 in 10 teachers has a master's degree. That means that they are experts in the work that they are doing. And nearly 60% of our teachers have been in our system for 10 years. That means that they feel comfortable, they have strong relationships with their colleagues, they have been able to build strong relationships across generations with our students. That is really important. When I am out and about, I talk to families all the time that say, you know, my 10th grader had that teacher in kindergarten, and now my 5th grader is having the same teacher that my 11th grader had. That is something that we have to be proud of, because that doesn't happen everywhere. When you have a district where there's large turnover, that impacts quality instruction. And one of the reasons why we have the academic excellence is because of our stability. Last year, we had 8 additional teachers become nationally board certified. So if you're not familiar with what that means, nationally board certified teachers could go anywhere in the country and they could teach. We have 54 in our district. That is rare. And so that's something that we are incredibly proud of as well. Our technology director received the IMS. Now, you know, I was like, what is the IMS? Global Leadership Award. It is the Instructional Management Systems Award, and it's related to digital teaching and learning ecosystem. If you think about what we just went through with having to shift students on a dime to the digital world, and our teachers did that. It was pretty incredible. Our principals led for that. The work that actually was done by the technology director really made a difference and allowed that to happen. The work that was done well ahead of time allowed that to happen. We have a biology teacher that was named Educator of Distinction by the National Society of High School Scholars. And recently, one of our orchestra director was a quarter finalist for the Grammy Educator of the Year. Over the past 3 years, we've had individuals earn a Fulbright scholarship. We've had a music teacher that was published in Oxford University. Our French immersion school principal, Chris Holden, was knighted. How many districts have a knight in their district? That is something that it is rare. It is rare. He was knighted. And Steve Colson, if you've never met him, he is he loves mathematics. He's a person after my own heart. We sat down and we talked economics quite a bit, and he has a brilliant mind. And all I could think was, this brilliant mind is in front of our students every day, and we have to be grateful for that. So he was the economics teacher of the year, was named by the Minnesota Council of Economics Education. So all of that academic scholarship is paying off. We had 25 national merit finalists last year. And I want to take us back to last year, though. Our students in 2020 had gone into distance learning on a dime. They were there for 6 weeks. It was something that we didn't intend to happen. We came into the fall of 2020 not really knowing what instructional model we were going to use. District leaders were asked to create a variety of instructional models. And in spite of that, 25 of our students had the wherewithal to go through the rigorous process. It is a rigorous process to become a national merit finalist. In spite of that, they had the wherewithal, they had the stamina, they had the courage to apply for national merit finalists, and we had 25 of them. Really proud of that. We had 1,176 students take AP tests, and 87% of them earned a score of 3+ or higher. That's important because for you who have children who are in college, or you have children who are thinking about college, or you have grandchildren who are thinking about college, that equates to dollars. Those are credits that students earn when they go off to college. Again, it just demonstrates our high academic prowess, and really, really proud of that. We had 336 EDINA scholars who earned a GPA of 3.5 or higher since 9th grade. Again, I want you to think about that, because these are students who were at home learning. Many of the students were pulled away from their friends. They were pulled away from that social environment. And in spite of that, they continued with their academic prowess. And we had 139 grads who earned the bilingual, multilingual SIL, or Certificate of Language Proficiency. We know that's really important in our community. Language, being bilingual, being multilingual is incredibly important. And what happens is when students earn this certification, they are able to go right into college without having to take the post-secondary college credits. Again, that saves families money, that saves students time. And given that they're saying most times it takes 5 years to get through college now, that is really important that they have that under their belt already. So what happens to our kids when they leave us? Well, 87% of them go on to four-year college and universities. 62.5% head out of state. Most are public, some are private. Really proud of that. I am excited for those that do stay in Minnesota, because I think we have an incredible university system here as well. I was talking to someone this morning who said that their son actually went into the Marines. And I think that that is incredibly proud. I am the daughter of a veteran. My dad is 92 years old, and he served in the Korean, he calls it the Korean conflict. We call it the Korean War. I think that it's just incredible service. And so we're proud of those who go into the military. We're proud of those who know themselves well enough to take a gap year. Excuse me, I wasn't mature enough to do that. And we have 7% who go on to community and technical colleges. We know that the CTE fields are huge right now. And we are very short in employees in those fields. And so those who go on to technical colleges, we are proud of them. We are incredibly proud of our Early Learning Center. The Early Learning Center has had a 4-star parent rating for over 6 years. And what that means is that the Minnesota Department of Human Services defines what a high program is and helps families to find those high quality programs. And we have that star rating. We have been implementing the pyramid of model health and social emotional learning for our students. We're in year 5 for that. We know that academics is important, and for our youngest Hornets, it is incredibly important for them to come into kindergarten prepared with social emotional skills. We also have a strong special education program. I'm going to ask for my water. Sorry about that. Thank you. I appreciate that. We also have a strong early childhood special education. These are students who may have been born premature. They may have spinal bifida. They may have Down syndrome. And our program does an amazing job to support them and prepare them to move into our K-12 program. Our high school has over 140 courses. Of course, I have to point out the EDINA Rotary Global Scholars. That's really important. It is a comprehensive curriculum. There is not an area at our high school that is not covered for student interest, and I'm incredibly proud about that. Our students are well-rounded. We really believe in the whole child. Academics is important, and we believe that we have to offer a variety of different activities. So if you don't know by now, it is homecoming week in EDINA. Woohoo! And if you're not planning, I encourage you to attend the parade on Friday. I was out this weekend looking for green shoes, and I can't wait to put those green shoes on. 84% of our high school students participate in one or more extracurricular activities. 1 in 3 is in a leadership program. That is really, really important. I walked through the halls with Principal Beaton, and one of the first areas that he took me to was into the activity center where all of the state championship banners are at, which is kind of hard because I worked for districts for whom did not get that state championship banner because of EDINA, but it was really great to see all of those and just something to really take pride in. And then again, we are looking at well-rounded students. And so we look at youth service. There isn't a time that you're not in the hallways of our high schools. And if you haven't been there for a while, I encourage you to come and visit, because you will see that students are performing service, whether they're collecting money for Special Olympics or whether they're collecting money, pennies for patients to help with cancer. They are involved all the time. All right, so what is our excellence? You know, we define excellence. When we say define excellence, that means we set the standard. 90% of our parents say that our schools are good or better than 3 years ago. 80% plus of our parents give teachers, principals, administration, and the school board a favorable job performance rating. And 82% of our parents are proud. They're proud. That's something that makes me really proud, to know that families are proud that their students come to our schools and they would recommend them. That was just based on a survey that was done by a local survey agency just this past January. So as we moved into the pandemic, technology spending really, that investment really made a difference. And because we invested in the infrastructure and the digital learning elements to ensure that our students were ready to engage, we got a lot out of that. And I want you to see here that even with your investment, EDINA is well below some of the surrounding districts in getting our bang for our buck for our money. And we're proud of that. And I want to say thank you, because if it wasn't for you, we would not have been in the position where we are at right now, where we were at in 2020 to move toward the digital learning. We also have incredible partners. Last year, EDINA Education Fund raised and donated $455,071. I love this, in 69 cents. Kathy did not round that up. In 69 cents to really help our students thrive. EDINA Education Fund, it partners and aligns with our strategic plan. And so they are focusing on literacy, they are focusing on student social, emotional well-being, mental health, and we so appreciate their partnership. And then Christina Silva Gleason, the new executive director, I met with her last week. Last year, EDINA Give and Go really made a difference for our kids who live in homes with lesser means. That's what EDINA Give and Go is designed to serve. And it serves the 10%. So we have about 8,500 students. That's 840 students whose families live in homes below the poverty line. And that money specifically goes towards serving those students. Last year, when our students really needed tutoring and things like that, we have families who could go out and afford that quality tutoring. Our students didn't have to settle. They actually spent, of that $238,000, $153,000 went toward high quality tutoring for our students. And based on our MCA scores, I know that that had to make a difference with our students' learning. So it's 8:30. I can't believe I did that in 17 minutes, but thank you. If you have any questions, David? Yes, actually I will. So my school board chair is Chair Erica Allenberg. If you could just stand up. Yeah. Erica's been an amazing partner. And I don't just say that because she's my boss too, but she really has been an amazing partner in just getting everything up and going, whether it was returning to school and making certain that we keep our kids healthy. I don't know if you have seen on our COVID monitoring page, but we have very little transmission in our secondary schools with very minimal quarantines. And at the elementary schools, we don't have the vaccination. So we have a little bit more transmission, but we have about 5,000 students. I think we're at 11 students who have tested positive, and the quarantines are very low as well. My goal was to bring our students back in person and to keep them in school in person. And that is happening. I'm really proud of our staff, our principals, everybody else who's involved in toward ensuring making that happens. So I don't know if we have time for questions, but Carolyn.
Erica can help with that, but I know early learning readiness for kindergarten is so important. Can you just fill that out a little bit more, what we've learned over 5 years and what it does?
Yeah, absolutely. So the pyramid really focuses on the social emotional learning side of preschoolers, of early childhood students. And so it really focuses on the cooperation. It really focuses on them being able to share and express their feelings in a healthy way, really helping them to understand that we all have big feelings, like they call them, that's natural and normal, but we have to learn how to harness them in a positive way. Early childhood is all about students learning how to get along with one another. And when you think about it, we need that today for adults too. So that is a really, that's necessary for that strong foundation. All teachers are trained in the process. We are in year 5 for teacher training. Next year will be year 6, will be the final year of that training to make certain that we have a strong foundation. Thanks. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity.
And not to be forgotten,
Okay.
a little trinket so that every day when you have your morning coffee, you can enjoy it in a mug from our club to you. From your club to you.
You gotta love that. Thank you. I meant to say there are a couple of handouts on the table, so I encourage you to take those. And please, please, when you're in the community, champion our district, champion our mission, champion our vision. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Stanley. We wish you much success in your new role. And so that concludes the meeting today. And remember that Rotary gives you the opportunity to serve and change lives.
Good job, Doug. Back in the hill. I love it. Nice job.